Welcome to the show, paranormal parley, chat to make you glow. Talking food and sometimes rude, however the live stream rolls. Amazing mods with lightning rods to keep out all the trolls. Fantastic.
Hey, hey. Music. I need music. How's everybody doing? Right, just quickly. I have said hello to people in chat, but I'll do it the proper way. I'll be a lady. I'll at least try. Right. Let's take it back to 1:30. Carla, put some hearts in the chat for Carla. She's not feeling great. And we love Carla. Her amazing book channel. Pinky in the chat, Mariah in the chat. Hello to both of you. John Boy's been gaming all morning. Playing Tomb Raider. I love Tomb Raider. Getting a bit of motion on that. Throat sickness on that one though. I think it was when she was high up in the mountains. Vertigo's hitting in, I think. Yeah, I've got my coffee in my boba mug. Actually, my Wi-Fi has been sorted. It was broken cable, and the engineer, the young lad, walked into my room, saw all the Funko Pops, so we ended up talking nerdy stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, somebody reminds me. I won't do it straight away, but I do have 10 memberships I can gift. I did check. I can do my free gifting, so I'll do that today. Thank you, John Boy, reminding me. Dion, hello. Picking up Wes from work. Oh no, I won't be able to chat till we get home. It's all right. We'll let you pick Wes up from work. Gotta do it sooner or later, right? Raven, just need to close my eyes for a few more minutes. Oh, me too. I made the mistake. Because I was waiting for the engineer. He did arrive at 8 o'clock. I was the first port of call for him, bless him. I didn't have to wait all morning. But then I kind of got distracted. So I walked into town, which killed me today. Because I wasn't expecting. We've got a nice cool breeze, but the sun is still baking. So it took me ages. All I wanted to do when I came back at 1 o'clock was sleep, and I didn't dare. Wouldn't wake up again. No, if I did, I'd be very, very grumpy. Very grumpy. Like, oh, in the house. Like, Oh, Anne Wilkinson's here. Hey, hey. Susan, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I am crap when it comes to Facebook messages. I'm more efficient on not saying I'm efficient, but I'm more efficient on Instagram. But I have put in the chat what the program is for the animation. Digen X is the one I use. Let's say hello to John Boy. Hello, John Boy. And you do get so many free ones with it. I do actually pay a subscription because I do so much. It's not that bad. Pinky! How's Pinky? Get your channel plugged today as well. Somebody remind me on that one. Justin in the house. I suppose we better plug Justin's channel or he'll cry. I'm team rewatch again on last night, but I will be watching it. Are we back with the ankle biters yet? How are you doing, sweetie? Giselle, the hype button. I have heard about the hype button. I haven't seen it. I don't know whether it's a bit like the you know, the numbers at the top, the XP stuff. I don't know whether that's what they mean, or whether because I didn't get that for a while because they don't sort of give it to everybody at once. They kind of roll it out. So whether it's we're all still waiting for it, I don't know. Just proper use of technology. There is a poll at the top, which I'll explain at some point, about technology and paranormal. Debbie in the house. Debbie's been in John Boys as well. I'd be more lurky. Terry, good to see you, sweetie. Not too haunted. Hello. Good for 9 a.m. But I was like, I got up at 6 because I knew the engineer was between 8 and 12. Just as well I did because he arrived on bang on 8 o'clock. Not that I'm moaning. I'm not tethered to my phone. I didn't know how StreamYard was going to cope with that, to be honest. Chris, working and lurking. We love our lurky turkeys. Oh, look at the hearts in the chat for Carla. Sarah's the best. Sarah's not the best. But I try. Or some would say I'm very trying. Very, very grumpy's happen. Yeah. I need at least 2 hours before I can function in the morning. Or before I have to function in the morning. And I'm usually up early, but when I thought if I've got to be ready for 8 o'clock, latest I can get up is 6. Stopping in to lurk for a bit, finishing a few things, be back soon. Save the hellos till I get back. But hey, Wiz. Carla, you are a treasure. Thank you so much for the gifted memberships. Hope you're doing all right, sweetie. Hope you're coping. I'm making coffee, Sarah. A little extra for you. Oh, thank you. Love my coffee, especially my boba mug. Am I the only one who? I'm even worse for tea for this, actually. I don't drink tea very much. It has to be in the right mug. Has to be in the right mug. It just doesn't taste the same in the wrong mug. Maybe that's just me being daft. That was awesome. She's got membership. I don't know. I need to. I think she's been posted in Children of the Crowd. I should have messaged Sandra before I came live today, and because I've been out, I haven't done it. I will try and catch up with her though. Justin was playing Mr. and Mrs. last night. It's funny as. Oh, God, there's so many things I can say to that because I haven't seen it. something about a threesome, but I won't say it. I won't say it because I'm a good girl. I helped your video, Sarah. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Kieran Anonymous. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it actually. Well worth a watch, even if I do. That's no problem. Kieran O'Keefe is his wife, isn't it? Justin. We're on Paranormal Monkey podcast last night, so if you didn't catch it, can't remember what I was doing. I was on the phone. So if you didn't catch it, it is well worth a look. I'm sure. I believe him that it's worth a watch. I haven't seen it on anybody's, Terry. I don't know where I heard about it, but I don't know what they mean by a hype button. You can hype 3 videos a week. Ah, well, is that what you meant, Mariah? I've seen it on one. I'm not the most observant. You know, for somebody who's a film analyst, suck at seeing things. Justin, that was a great live. Oh, high praise indeed, Justin. I need to catch up on theirs as well. They're in my watch list. I love Days of Horror channel. Where is the hype button? It's just underneath the comments. Oh, I see. It's my comment. Oh, right. So it's kind of personal to you. If they're saying only 3 a week, it obviously counts. It's good. It's a good idea. Sarah empathize with that. 2 hours where you could maybe add to. Yeah, when I was in a proper job. When I was teaching in York, wasn't so bad for Sunderland because it was a long drive anyway. But when I was teaching in York, I actually started out living in Wetherby, and I enjoyed that half-hour drive, just me and in the car, nobody to bother me. But when I actually lived in the town centre itself, it only took a couple of minutes to get to work. That was a different animal. I really had to adjust then. I mean, I don't like being stuck in traffic, but I did like having to drive in, so you've got your own time to put the music on. What's good for swollen glands? You could try, if you can stand it, you could try gargling with salt water. If your throat's sore, my go-to is honey and lemon in hot water. And I go back to the little snot miners tomorrow. Snot miners are bloody back here, because walking up to the town, I walk past, well, it's a private nursery, because, you know, I'm in Alnwick. And the first school was back, and they were screaming. But Justin will tell you, or anybody who's worked in schools that are, you know, under 10s, when it's windy, because it's windy here today, when it's windy, when they're outside, it doesn't half hype the little, Justin politely calls them snot miners. They get really hyped up. I have a mug for, yeah. I have my favourite mug, which is my boba mug, but I like a thicker mug for coffee, and for tea, I'm very picky about my tea because I'm a disgrace to my family. My family, who are from the sort of Yorkshire, Nottinghamshire, Derbyshire border. You know, you're talking about a family that they will leave it stewing for long enough so that the teaspoon stands up in it. And I like my tea very weak and milky. And there's a certain type of mug that will allow me to make it the way I make it and for it to taste right. Honestly. And member for 3 months, you treasure. Thank you so much. Denise. Hey, Sarah Mods and chat. No, you're not weird, so I've got specific mods for my. Yeah, so it's not just me. That makes me feel better. I mean, obviously the boba mug is because it's got boba on it, but it's also it's just the right thickness. And the problem also I have, because I love those big coffee mugs, but there's no point me having one because my coffee has to be piping hot. I would only drink the first bit of it, and then I'd wouldn't bother because it'd be cold. You need the right mug, cup, bowl, and spoon. Yeah, actually, I have a pasta bowl. You know those wide ones, which I have just about every meal in, and it's mainly a practical thing because I tend to eat at my desk in front of the computer. I bring the bowl upstairs and eat my dinner, and the plate's too big for here. But I've got so used to eating it, it feels weird eating off a plate. I have a green tea every morning in my green Beardo mug. Oh, look at you with a green Beardo mug. I was actually thinking of adding some mugs to my merch, actually. I also still have some mugs left because I used to print my own. But I need to fix the printer because I've got a sublimation printer and a mug press. Let me see if I can get that up and running again. Not that kind of Mr. and Mrs. Oh, maybe I won't watch it. Yeah, Kieran's wife. Anna was loving dropping Kieran in it. And I bet you let her. Seen the hype button only while watching with the phone. It's a nice idea because I think from what I understand, they've actually designed it for the smaller channels. So, you know, it's about time they did something. Oh, I wonder why chat was jumping. It's because I'm in YouTube. Kieran definitely woke up on the sofa. Was he in trouble? I'll have to watch it tonight. When you click like it, oh, I see. Well, maybe that's why I'm not noticing. I never click like. No, I'm kidding. I do click like. It's just I've generally been looking at channels to see it, and I can't click like on my own channel, which is a bit mean. Hey, Mike, thank you so much. You are a legend, absolute legend. Go Sweener! Go Sweener has been here since the beginning, but he spent all that time getting all the names together. Oh God, Chris, I love it when people in chat get the gifteds. It's amazing. YouTube seems to have turned it around a little bit. So, wind equals wild, teachers rocking. Yeah. My mum and dad were both primary school teachers, and they used to say that, you know, if it was windy, you know, hypes the kids up no end for the day, pretty much, not just when they're outside. But yeah, I mean, I literally walked past one of the first schools here to get to Morrison's, and they weren't just noisy, they were screaming. I mean, literally screaming, several of them. Oh, those teachers are going to have fun today. Because it was about 12:30, so they'll have been fed and playing about in the wind. Quote the chat. I have a huge Paranormal Quest mug that Dave sent me. It's my favourite coffee mug. Ooh. I eat soup with a fork from the flat plate. I somehow believe you, sweetie. Oh, now, which Crow Judas mug have you got, Mike? Oh, this is important. I still haven't bought the merch from Crow that I want. I don't know if he's set it. Actually, let's ask him. I don't know if he's set up his new merch site yet. I really should know that, shouldn't I? Whether he has or not. I want my t-shirts. I have a blue bearded mug because the post office kept it hostage. Oh, post office sucks. I'm back to selling online. I just know there's going to be trauma. My mum taught kindergarten, first and second grade for 25 years. Yeah, I did actually start, when I left school at 18, I did actually start a primary school degree. We called it primary here. And but I quit because I just didn't want to do it. I think I did it because mum and dad were doing it, you know. But the trouble is, at the time, because we're talking about what, mid-80s, and at the time, it was the sort of job that was for life. Teaching used to be for life. It's less that way now, because partly because it's so bloody stressful. Some of us leave because we just had enough. But and I just thought I can't do this for the rest of my life. I never use mugs. I always use mugs. I use mugs for my tea, my coffee, my hot chocolate. Trying to wake up while because I talked about having my coffee in my boba mug, and that it's important to me which mug I have my drinks in. Also, a day of rain with indoor wet play means the kids are climbing the walls. Yeah, by the afternoon. Yeah, it's mind you, I have to say, because I'm old and decrepit. Before Justin says it for me, I don't remember many days when we weren't just thrown outside anyway. I mean, I don't know if they still do it, but you know, I grew up in the north of England, on the sea, right next to the sea. Winter hit, gale force winds, snow, rain, mud, sleet. What did we do for PE? Cross country. It's a wonder they didn't lose some of us to hypothermia. The dichotomy there with Justin is 20 muddy children. That's the other thing, you know, you sort of have to change your clothes. That's just the teachers. Are they doing the school lockdown training in every school? My friends' kids and family are doing it. Is that US or UK? Annie, US or UK? Victorians had very different standards. Justin's mean. Everybody go to Justin's channel and unsubscribe. No, I'm kidding. Okay, please don't do that. I'm kidding. Just wait for the next Chimps Tea Party. I don't do it on. I notice I don't do it on the podcast, which is why I'm often Team Rewatch, because you don't read the fucking chat anyway when you're on a Monday, which I get because you got a guest on. But next Chimps Tea Party, you'll pay for that. Justin give them all a tablet. I mean, electrical tablet. Yeah, I wonder what school lockdown. They're doing it here. Oh, don't like the sound of that. I'll have to say, it's very sad when that's necessary. It's really sad when that's necessary, to be honest. Because I mean, when all the years I was teaching, I only remember one incident. There was one in, I think it was up in Middlesbrough way. There was a, I don't know what I say on YouTube, involved a knife. But yeah, it's probably getting more and more needed. Thank you. There's Justin's link in case anybody's not subbed. He'll come after you wearing his most formal knitwear if you haven't subbed to him. In Nottingham. Oh, in Nottingham. I was born in Nottingham. Mind you, my dad was before he was a teacher, first thing he did when he left school was he became a policeman. He wasn't a policeman for very long. He ended up doing a teaching degree, but he was in Nottingham. And he said it's the city and I can't remember what they call the outskirts, but but what he said, the city was awful to police. Mind you, I suppose most city centres are. They do a lockdown practice at all New Zealand schools. Really? That kind of lockdown, that makes sense, yeah. Oh, sorry, I've got the coughs. Right, lockdown procedures involving locking doors, all children moving outside of doors and windows closed, moving fast and inside. That is, oh my god, that is terrifying. That feels, ironically, that almost feels like we're going backwards. Is it just me, or does that feel like we're going backwards? I mean, I grew up in a rough school. I mean, a very rough school. High school was very rough. But the only thing you worried about was the other students. It wasn't having to go into lockdown because there was an outside threat. Oh, that's awful. See, I'm out of teaching now. I had no idea any of this was going on. Nottingham Rock City, hell yeah, Nottingham Rock City. Hell yeah. Good morning, Carla. How you doing? Hope you're well. We never had that in the 80s. I can think of quite a few things that have changed. I mean, to be honest, I live in an area where it would be less likely. I'm going to be honest. I mean, it's not without its problems, but I'm trying to think. Oh, yeah, I mean, I suppose in New York it could happen. North of Sunderland it could. Schools in the US are scary nowadays. I mean, I think that's been the case for a while, hasn't it? That's been the case since, is it the 90s? At least, with Columbine. Went to Padstow, yeah. That was rough. Is that the one? I'm trying to think where it was. Because Agenda Free TV covered it. And it was from the outside. Yeah, there's a big fuss about that for all sorts of different reasons, other than the most important one, that there was fatalities. I don't get it. I mean, the only one I can think of in the UK which was shooting was Dunblane, and I remember seeing the headline for that. It was what, 96 or something? And I remember them saying, it was in Scotland. And my honest to God, the first thought in my head was, I didn't realise there was another Scotland, because didn't seem real to me that it would be in this country. That was beyond evil. Hi, lovely. I'm good. Get your Mikey ready for his. Oh, first day of kindergarten. Oh. Are you going to be teary, sweetie? Is he more excited than you are? I mean, I'm not a parent, but I know what that's like. I know what Bestie was like for both Besties, actually. Wonderful day, said. No problem. You have a good day. Hope everything goes. I'm sure everything will go great, Carla. I've done a lot of time procedures with 6 to 7-year-olds who are really scared when you do it. Bless them. You just need to be as reassuring as possible. Yeah, I mean, with some kids, especially. I mean, my youngest nephew was 6 during the pandemic, during COVID. So it was a really obviously, you didn't go to school a lot of the time and couldn't mix with friends, etc. And it was a really important year for him to develop social skills. And it took him a long time. I'm not even sure he ever really got over it. I mean, I would be. What we called them over here. We called them bubbles. You could have after a while. You could have a bubbles that you could select. I think it was 4 people you could meet up with. So when we were still in the sort of half a lockdown, if you like, I would meet up with Dawn and 1 or 2 of the kids, and we would go walking in one of the local woods. And there was a playground in there, and you wouldn't even go anywhere near any other kids. Not really effective. I could imagine. I'd be scared as a 6-year-old going through lockdown procedures, but there's no easy way to do it, is it? They've got to learn. You've got to do it. You've got to do it. School in the 80s and 90s wasn't like that, as I remember. No, it wasn't in the 70s and 80s for me. And that's the 1970s and 80s, by the way. Not 1870s and 80s. My dad had training for nuclear bombs in school. The kids hid under their desks. My dad had training for as a policeman for that, and he would say later how ridiculous it was. It was things like, yeah, hide under a desk. Like that's going to help. Prison on the Hill in Westwood. Yeah, I don't. I mean, the thing is, I mean, I don't want to use the word, but you can get them here. You can get a license, and we have had them. They've only been put into place in the last couple of years. Signs of the times, yeah. But better to have them in place and not need them than, you know. I mean, as a teacher, you'd have to be trained in what to do. You know, you couldn't suddenly have this sort of major emergency that you're not expecting, and you know, especially when you've got young kids. Yeah, I do. That was my very first thought, because it was back in the day when we had teletext. So you got your news, teletext. And I remember seeing the headline. I thought, oh, is there another Scotland? And I literally thought, is there another Scotland? And then read the article, but no, it's our Scotland. It's scary here. I'm old, but we never did have these issues. No, I mean the issues. Because I grew up in a rough little town, and high school was rough. But yeah, I say it was the other students you worried about. It was, you know, getting beaten up, not anything worse. Hungerford, yeah. There was another one, wasn't there? A bit like Hungerford. I just remember stop, drop, and roll in school. Yeah, I used to walk to school. I mean, from about 8 years old, I got a bus to the infant school because it was the other side of the town. It wasn't a massive difference, but it was the other side of the town. But I walked to school throughout the rest of my childhood, and I'm talking from about 8 years old. Most of the time, yeah, myself. Didn't think about it. So I remember the procedures in case of those Zeppelin would. Hey, those air sirens are nothing to be flippant about. Actually, that's quite generous for you. Saying I was only young back in the wars. I was Victorian a minute ago. The Led Zeppelins. The only time our teachers panicked was when it started when it's spitting. Everybody in. It's spitting. Peter Kay's routine that. It's spitting. We used to do that. Hide under a desk with hands over your heads because of attack our butts would get it first. Yeah. Oh, go look at the doctors, Wayne. Hey, sweetie. Give them hell. Make sure they do it properly. They built electronic gates and high fences to keep us all in. That's so sad. I remember stop, drop, open up shop. Crossing guard. 10 years old. It was definitely different. We still have a lollipop lady here. I think it's a lollipop lady at the minute. A lollipop man. Jonathan, hello. How are we doing? Good to see you. How's Ned? How's Neddy Pooh? Teachers panic when it's cold. The school pipes freeze. One snowflake there cuts. I can hardly remember any time off school when I was growing up. I remember one week in January when we were closed because of snow, but we didn't get much snow in Amble because we were on the coast. It didn't really hit us. But I remember I was in all week. That's why I ended up loving the Australian show Anzacs, because they showed it on BBC that week. It never happened to us. No, you just went. Didn't matter what the weather was. What lady? A lollipop lady. It's basically a man or a woman who helps small kids cross the road, a busy road, and they hold up this. Actually, let's see if I can bring a picture up. They hold up a. Lollipop lady. Let's show you a picture of a lollipop lady. Get it to full screen. There we go. Right, this is for those who aren't UK, because that probably did sound weird. What? Share screen. Oh, I'm such a professional. There you go. That is a lollipop lady. So basically, they would hold that stick with the big circle at the top and help the kids. They would stop the traffic so the kids could safely cross the road. Yeah. Yep. British tradition, school crossing ladies, they hold a giant lollipop. That's why they're called. I won awards for best hall monitor. Wore my banner with pride. I was a prefect for a while. Believe it or not. Where does the lady have that? She's holding it in her hand, goes Sweden. Yeah, right. We all weathers, you know. It's like live in Northumberland. We don't care what the weather is. Turn up at school, have assembly, get to the gym, and go and do cross country in it. Was he? I did not know that. It's not edible, Weena. Fair sized lollipop. If that was edible. It'd be awesome. When I graduated, I was most likely to become a television meteorologist. Don't take candy from strangers, goes Weena. Especially if they're dressed like that. Crossing guards in Georgia State Police. Lollipop ladies are like Bigfoot those days. These days you don't see them often. I didn't know what. I couldn't remember. I think there was one when I was working in York, but I don't know how often they're used now. The thing is, I suppose, so many kids get driven to school. I suppose it depends how many kids are actually walking as to whether they bother. But I know there's one here in Alnwick near the. I think there's only one. I don't know if there's any more, but it's near the Royal Catholic School. Down south, one flake of snow and the kids got sent home. God, I wish they did that when I was teaching. And because I lived in York itself, I mean, this was a college, it wasn't. Because I lived in York itself, I had no excuse not to go in. All the teachers that lived in the villages were like, oh, I can't possibly make it in today. Bottom of the chat. Look at me. Right, let's hand out. Where's my page? Oh, there it is. Wi-Fi fix. Let's hand out the first set of memberships. Send 5 now. See if we recognise any names. Let's wait for. chat to catch up. Hang on. Debunk got one. Oh, Paul and Claire got one. That's awesome. Abs. Is that 5? That's 4. I've only got 4. Am I counting right? Recognise every one of them as Ghost Reader. Yeah, that's awesome. So, oh, that's great. I'm pleased you got one, Jonathan. That's really good. Yeah, it seems to have turned around a bit. For you just won't recognise the names that were coming up, which to me didn't seem fair. I mean, yeah, it's, try and bring new people in, but I think it should be going to the people who are in the lives. Where's my picture gone? There we go. There we go. I'll do another few shortly. Oh, I'm taking. Whoop whoop. Yeah. It is nice to see regulars get them. So, I don't just have a look at your poll. Oh, Giselle, you treasure. Thank you so much. Anxious waiting for job interview call back. So I'm a little manic. Glad you love. Oh, yeah. I was nervous waiting for that call, isn't it? Oh, good luck, sweetie. Good luck. Hope it works out the way you want it to. Wish Giselle some luck in the chat. Thank you for the super chat. You treasure. It will go well, says Ghost. There you go. Ghost Rena says it will go well. That's awesome. Just find me polls. Do you know something? This poll surprised me a bit. Does evolving technology distract from paranormal research? It's a very even split. I mean, I kept the question quite vague on purpose. I am doing an article on it at the minute. It's for one of the magazines. I'm doing a few on technology, but if they fit in with the Debunked magazine coming out in October, then they'll go in there. But yeah, so I'll keep an eye on that. Mike says, sending you positive intentions. Dave says, good luck. Terry says, good luck. Had a random text today from someone claiming to be my child. Scab message. Are they running out of ideas for... I'd be freaked out if somebody scammed me with that. Oh, actually, they can get quite sinister, though, can't they? One or two horror stories with those. I think it depends on the technology. I'll expand a little bit. What I'm interested in knowing, because I am very, as you guys know, I am very not completely anti the ghost hunting equipment, but I'm not a big fan of most of the ghost hunting equipment. And a lot of the techniques that are used to prove or disprove ghosts or paranormal in general. And I sometimes wonder if I'm not talking about using science now. Please don't misinterpret me saying we shouldn't use science. But I sometimes think we rely too much on technology for it. I didn't put the letters AI in because I didn't want people thinking it was just about AI. But people have said to me, if you went ghost hunting, so I would use very little. I'd use my eyes and my ears. And yes, that's harder to correlate as evidence. I think if you use it like APRF do, where you've got the proper technology and the science is being applied to that technology, I think it's really good. But I think we end up relying so much on it, especially the fakers. I mean, it's largely because the fakers rely so much on the equipment. But I was interested to know what the chat thought. Really had to think about my answer. Yeah. It's I think it's also that the less reputable channels will say get Spirit Box or whatever, do an Estes method or whatever it is, and it's like something comes out of the Spirit Box, that's seen as proof. No, that's not proof. That's an event. You need to look further into that event, but they won't do it. I think the reliance on technology to give answers is way too high. Whereas if you watch APRF, and I'm hoping everybody does, um, it's about analysing the readings that the equipment gives them. And where possible, they can go back to the same locations and look at it over a period of time. You got one last week claiming to be a 30-year-old son. The cat ball isn't technology, right? No, but I have seen it. I wish I might remember where I saw it. There is a YouTube video of somebody who's marketed them as ghost hunting equipment. I can't remember what they've called them. But they've said they're cat balls, but they've been designed in such a way they can pick up ghosts. It's like, oh, come on. It's like the dead bell. They would be wanting child support. Yeah. I said that before. Someone texted me saying there was my daughter and she had lost her phone and was borrowing a friend's phone and needed money to get home. Yeah. It's a scam. Agree with the API. Yeah, I mean, it's using equipment properly. It's understanding the equipment, because Wes understands the equipment that he's using, and he understands how to read the data that comes out of that equipment. And if you watch their videos, he will wait to the end of the video, and then he'll show you the results. He'll show you what they mean. But that it would be the equivalent of Wes saying, "Oh, we've analysed all the atmospherics. Here's the graph. Here's our proof," but without saying what that proof is. Basically, what you're doing with a Spirit Box or a DR60 or whatever you're using. It's like it's a response that you've got to work out whether it is paranormal or not. The response isn't the evidence. Hi Wayne, good luck. Good lucky poo. I don't. I try and be diplomatic about them sometimes, because I know some people, I know legit channels sometimes do use them, and it is also the way that they're used. But I'm not a big fan. It's kind of where the question came from. I'm not saying you shouldn't use technology, and I'm certainly not saying you shouldn't use science. But I just like to see people maybe go back to some of the old school stuff a bit more as well. I mean, I've had quite a few potentially paranormal experiences. I never had a camera in my hand or a microphone in my hand. Now, they're more difficult to prove because it's word of mouth, it's experience, but it's still important. Definitely, yeah, it depends on how you're using it. So, yeah, I am doing an article on it at the moment. Probably do a video on it as well. Just to see if it's getting in the way. I like the idea of recording everything because memories can be flawed. The rest depends on how it's used. Yeah, you see, I'm not a ghost hunter, and I don't have the health to do it now anyway. Even with a car, I wouldn't be able to do. I don't have experience either. But if I was, I would have. I always have notebooks. I've actually used notebooks just to jot down ideas, etc. I would actually keep a diary. To try and, like you say, memories can be flawed. They can. So just have a diary just to analyze. Even if you go out with, I don't know, a Spirit Box, or an app, even if you insist on doing that. I think there's one team that Crow looked at. I think it was Allegheny, but don't quote me on that. And they actually logged down all the words that come out of it. So over a series of investigations, you can at least see if there's a pattern. Because obviously, if there's a bloody pattern, it's the app, isn't it? Or the radio. Ghost tube is, yeah. Somebody asked me about Amy's crypt the other day, and I sort of flustered over myself because no ghost tube. You know, just don't do it. Just don't use them. Just don't use them. Anyone got any snacks? Hunger is crawling its way towards me. I have. I've eaten my chili chicken wraps. Sorry, Ghost Wiener. I've still got some crisps left. I can't eat those on stream, but I've got some fruit. I'm good. Yeah, Terry agrees. That was why I was so excited when I first got to know their channel. I got so excited about APRF, and sent the link to Crow. Because it's not that I object to science etc. being used, obviously. Just wanted to see something different, and they're so thorough about the way they do it. And what I also love about APRF is, I know that they're big readers. I know Wes loves reading anything and everything about the paranormal. So it's kind of a really good combination of old school meeting technology. So you're not forgetting the old techniques. You're not forgetting the old experiences. And I know that, for example, some of the debunkers worry about, quite rightly, about AI developing to the point where it's going to be almost impossible. I think we're way off that, but to detect. But the rawer the footage for me, the better. With all the hoops and whistles. I laughed hard at Seg getting hassles by this Esther session. 30 minutes. Adelaide Haunted Horizons will always have my utmost respect for that. And they know it. I told them. I told Kagan trying to get them to do a longer one with him. He's going to be making an appearance at the apology tour that Paranormal Quest are going over to Adelaide in November. So, fingers crossed, maybe. That'll be awesome. I sent Kenny this video about the DL60 to someone I know that wanted one, and now they don't want one anymore. They are still, I looked on, about a month ago, I looked on eBay to see it, and one of them was still going for £1,000. You're paying £1,000 for something that didn't bloody work in the first place. Come on. Come on, that's just insane. And they are probably the most annoying of all the spirit boxes. It's the DR60 that has the sort of... Which to me, by the way, invites audio... I don't know what the word for it is, but audio pareidolia. Would it be a ham and cheese sandwich be good? Oh, it would be good. Got a spare. Memories get distorted over time. They do. I watch a lot of true crime, and I do know that witnesses to something are often the least reliable sources of evidence because of that. But I need to talk to Basti about this before I actually put it down into my experiences. But at the same time, I've got a shocking memory. I really do have a shocking memory. I also have done. I'm really scatty. My big paranormal experiences, you can count on one hand, my really big paranormal experiences, I swear, I can remember clear as day. If you could invent a machine where you could play back what somebody's thinking visually, it would look the same every time. I can remember it perfectly. I would love to go to a haunted location and just bring a camera and mic, just be there. No other technology. Yeah, me too. The only other technology I've thought of, when eventually I'll do something. But the only other thing I want, and it's more just a quirk of mine, is I think I would like to take a Polaroid camera purely on the basis that, well, one of us wanted a Polaroid camera, but also because you can actually show the film being developed, you know, in your video. Completely random, but I would love to. That's the only other thing I would actually think about taking. Would be a Polaroid camera. Oh, actually, I would love to go to one without anything to. Yeah, phones can listen to you and know your location. Yeah, exactly. You can't use a camera phone and stuff like that, and the apps pick up stuff from um, just what you're doing on your phone, from your GPS, from your, you know, your location, and it knows where you are. I an AI for that. I did this was last year sometime. I did a song on about Loch Ness, just on Suno, just messing about. And I couldn't even be bothered to write the lyrics. I always write the lyrics myself, but for this one, I thought I can't be bothered to write the lyrics. So and you can, on Suno you can tell it what you want. You can say I want a song about the Loch Ness monster. And I think that's all I put. And I've been to Loch Ness. It described the loch. It described the Castle Urquhart, which is on the banks of the loch. It was described all sorts of things. All I said was I want a song about the Loch Ness monster. So AI delved into itself and found all that information about Loch Ness. So if Suno can do that, writing a blooming pop song, Celtic song, I think I did, your phone is certainly going to do that if you're using an app for location. Oh, chocolate ices. Chocolate ice. I haven't had any chocolate ice in forever. I've got no ice cream at the minute. Oh, this is listening. Oh, damn it. How nice was I? I'm serious though. I am not a fan of the technology. I'm just say it. I'm not a fan of the apps and the spirit boxes and the dead bells and, you know, cat balls and REM pods and all that crap. I'm not. But that's the way to use technology, and it is to use technology scientifically, because I'm not against science. I'm actually not against science. I want science to look further into it, but using a phone app or a DR60 is not science. And I believe in the paranormal, by the way. Please use science, not on FM radio. Goes paid haunted location. Nothing happened. Well, you didn't bring your phone, did you? Stuffing Cocoa Pops in my face before I go and collect my daughter. Mariah's no longer lurking. No longer a lurky turkey. Oh, hang on. The Polaroid camera would be cool. Yeah. I mean, I've always wanted a Polaroid camera anyway. And I know they're not cheap, because you have to develop them, obviously. You got the film and stuff. I've always wanted a Polaroid camera. But I just think you can take the picture. Just a lot, because they're not cheap. So just say allocate 3 to 5 random pictures while you're there. But you can actually film it developing. So there's no question of any, because I mean, I've been using Photoshop for nearly 30 years. I know how to do fake ghost pictures. I'll be doing a video on that. So yeah, I could actually take a photograph, and I'd know how to make it very difficult to prove that it's fake. I know how to prove it is, you know. But a Polaroid camera would be an interesting one to get. Only technology that works is them ghost traps from Ghost Hunters. Yeah, that'd be cool. Actually, do you know what? Get a ghost trap, trap a ghost, send it to Kenny, claim you $500,000. Sorted. Kenny's probably got all the ghost traps. He likes Ghostbusters. I go back and forth with that. I used to love real technology to see what's going on, like APRF. Most people are just misunderstanding what each equipment is for and not finding. Yeah, that's the other problem, and it's very difficult, Mariah. To if you're a technical idiot like me, and I am, it's actually very difficult unless you've got somebody like Kenny breaking it down. It's very difficult to actually research into what these bloody pieces of equipment do. Especially when the ones that have been designed for ghost hunting. Because if you go onto any site where they're selling this equipment, oh, there's a I don't know, it's a spirit app. Oh well, what does your spirit app do? How does it work? Well, how it works is it talks to ghosts. That's not telling me how it works. That's telling me what you're telling me it's going to do, not how it does it. That's the other thing that I would like to see more of from some teams, and that's the other thing. Is I wish I could remember how he said it, but I'm not going to take credit for it. So Crow said at one point, go into a location with zero expectation, whether you believe or you're a skeptic, it doesn't matter. Go in almost, how do you put it, like level, at ground zero. And then anything that happens, you debunk as much as possible. And then what you can't, that's where it starts to get interesting. But that's not evidence. That's where you really start to focus in on trying to work out what's happened. But going in, that's my problem with haunted locations, actually. People go in thinking this place is haunted. They've already decided it's haunted before they've stepped through the door. APRF does it right. APRF does it massively right. The church one. See, the church one is one they can keep going back to. And this is my argument about the UK, by the way. Don't listen to them when they're saying, no, you can't go anywhere. And I know it depends where you live. But I've said millions of times I could go up to 50 locations here and not pay a penny. And I could do what APRF are doing and keep going back to the same location. It's a ruined church in the middle of a field. They can go whenever they want, and they are multiple times, and they're not paying £2,300 plus hundreds to have the footage review, which I think is a con, by the way, in my opinion. Before I get struck, the reason I don't like that is, I know people keep saying, "Oh, it's controlling the narrative." Yeah, it is. But if you've paid over $2,000 to investigate somewhere, to film it, I don't think it's right to say, "But you can't use the footage." You have paid to film that. They know what you're doing. It's a bit like paying, I don't know, £50 for a steak, and then the restaurant manager saying, "And are you sure you're going to enjoy that?" And you're going, "Well, I don't know. Are you going to leave a review?" "Well, yeah, I probably will." "Well, what are you going to say?" "Well, I don't know till oh no, I'm sorry. You can't eat it, and I'm not giving you your money back." That's basically what they're doing. All they have to do instead, but they won't want to be bothered with it, is say, "Look, if you film here, put some terms and conditions down. If people break them, then they deal with it." I think apps are laughable. Sorry to the ones using it. Yeah, I agree. Fair enough if it's a laser beam going across the doorway and something breaks the beam. Just takes forever to go through all the data after an investigation. I bet it does. Take me an eternity because I wouldn't understand it. I don't think I've watched APRF. I don't really watch Ghost Hunters, just debunks. I'll check them out. Give them a go, Giselle. I don't watch many investigation channels. I watch APRF, Joe, Mariah, and what else do I watch? Adelaide. That's it. I don't watch Seg when he goes out, but I don't watch. I used to watch Weeping Willow, but she's not doing anything at the moment. I don't watch a lot of channels unless they're going somewhere that I'm specifically interested in. But honestly, check them out. Check the old church one out. That's a really good Knowlton Church, I think it is. KNOWLTON or something on their channel. Somebody put APRF's link in. Just to show you an example of how they're actually doing it, and that's a location they plan on going back to. Sudden drop in temperature, but you don't need a device so that your nips pop out. You can't show your nips on YouTube. Oh, thank you, Debbie's already done it. Use treasure. Thank you, sweetie. Come on, if there's a sudden drop in temperature, you just need a thermometer. But a sudden drop in temperature, doesn't prove ghost. It proves there's been a sudden drop in temperature. You've got to find out why there's a sudden drop in temperature. There's a Linky Poo. Mariah, I would rather, as somebody doesn't watch a lot of ghost investigations, admittedly, because I look at other stuff as well, but I would rather somebody do it thoroughly, do the research, do the back history, do the analysis of the data. If it's a location you can go back to, maybe a second visit, I'd rather watch that than, oh, this is where we are this week for 5 minutes, and oh, well, that was interesting, nothing happened. I agree, Sarah, none of the crap sold by the paranormal industry is good. Yeah, it's getting worse, I think. The history is mostly crap too, so let's make it an uphill battle. Another thing I'm working on, which again will probably be for the Debunked magazine, is look, and again I'll do a video on it as well, but it'll be longer in the Debunked magazine, is the idea that we, and say the Conjuring House is a really good example, simple example of this, is, things get, lies get told time and time again, they become myth, and they become almost like the truth. That's the version people want to listen to and go with, not the true version. So, and that's the problem with a lot of these haunted locations. Conjuring houses. Bathsheba was the Conjuring House, wasn't she? Bathsheba with Amityville, So, yeah, I don't like the perpetuation of the history, and it's natural. It's a natural phenomena. Somebody tells a story, the next person who tells the story embellishes a little bit, the next person maybe changes a few of the details, on and on and on. The industry sells toys. The industry is getting worse. When I did the Sam and Colby escape room video, I said I'm going to keep an eye on this commercialization, and I think we're down the rabbit hole now. We've got people buying, fakers buying haunted locations. We've got sort of haunted objects. We've got this is just going to get worse now. You've got the poltergeist house being done as an Airbnb, and that's great. It's I'd probably enjoy myself going and staying there, just to be in the poltergeist house. But that's not what's going to happen. Somebody sooner or later is going to say, "Oh, I saw a ghost," and it's all going to kick off. That's what's going to happen at the Warren House. I would put money on that happening at the Warren House, by the way. Elaine, sweetie, hello. How are you doing? I'm going to say this. Golden Fleece sneak down at night. Yep. Um, I worked it out. It's about what? They'll do that because they know it's fake. People will see if it recorded. Yeah. Oh, you watchers. I do. I'm sorry, Mariah, and any other channel. By the way, I am a bit of a lurker. Right. I'm a lurker in lives as well. It's like tonight. I'll be cooking dinner. Mariah's going live after me. By the way, guys, she's going live at 5 if you're UK, midday if you're US East. And usually after my live, I'm starting to get dinner ready. But I am there. I am there, especially if it's somebody I'm mod for. I am there to make sure that I'm there to zap if necessary. I was lurked in a lot of John Boys this morning. I often lurk in Ravens. I'll pop in and out, but if I'm doing other stuff, I've got it on screen. And I'm a bugger for forgetting to do. If I don't do the like and comment straight away, I forget, and I feel bad about it. I'm not proud of that, but don't think I'm not watching. I think Mariah's going out today for her live. Is that right? I think I saw the thumbnail. If it's just talking to us week in, week out, it gets boring. Yeah, it does. I mean, I don't think people who are interested in the real paranormal are looking for the human, scratchers. They're not looking for the screaming and the running away. But let's face it. Okay, let's get real here. We're not picking up any evidence talking to walls. So what harm can it do to try different things? Even if you can't do it the APRF way, because you don't feel as though you can use the science anywhere near the way they do, etc. What does it hurt for me to take out a Polaroid camera? It's been done before. What does it hurt for me to take out a Polaroid camera and just sort of see what happens? Sometimes the old techniques are the better ones. There's another thing about the technology question. You use technology in the wrong way, almost as a support to your investigation rather than something to help it. That doesn't help it at all. I'm preaching now. I'm sorry. Sam Hain had a premiere yesterday. Justin premiere. Justin was wearing a lovely jumper, cable knit sweater, very Justin. And just because it's an old abandoned building doesn't necessarily mean it's not. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Free to scream so long as you have closed the online meeting. I feel like most people's experiences only happens when they're minding their own business, not when they call out. So, yeah, I mean, I've had my 3 biggest experiences. I didn't go looking for it; they just happened. I wasn't even thinking about ghosts at the bloody time or paranormal at the time. And 2 of them, one of them, actually no, 2 of them were in the morning, quite early morning. As in, one was about 8 o'clock in the morning, one was about 9:30 in the morning. The Warrens' house is just... and that's just going to keep happening. Especially if they succeeded in that, if people are going to show that they will pay over $2,000 to investigate, and they are going to pay hundreds to have their bloody video vetted before they can release it, when they've already paid over $2,000 to make it, then that's going to have a knock-on effect with other properties, and probably other teams buying bloody properties. True, Raven, that's why I don't believe you have to have a certain mindset type. No, I don't. I kind of get why some people think you do. I also get that maybe people who are skeptical or don't want the experiences are more likely to do everything they can to find an alternative explanation. But no, I was blindsided by my big three. I mean, I've had a lot smaller experiences, but the three big three ones, yeah, no. Hello, Sarah. Hello, Elaine. Raven, it's just being in the right place at the right time. Yeah. There's Zach and Ryan's channel. We'll put the link in again just before I finish. Thanks, Raven. Yeah. I wish I could. I did think about it the other day, and I just can't walk far enough. It would be a very slow walk if I did it at the minute. $2,000, yeah, $2,300. That's for up to 8 people. I'm trying to remember for the videos I've seen. But then, depending on how many hours they have to look through, it's like 100 to up to 500, I think, hours of extra for them to review the footage, for them to say yes, you can put it on YouTube. As far as I'm concerned, if you're going and filming, you're paying for a service. You can put out an NDA that says you've got to be respectful, you've got to, do that. I would have less of a problem with that, but they don't get to review your footage. I know they're not the only ones that do it. I think the Conjuring House did it. Somebody could correct me on that. But you've already paid for the service. What they're going to do, I'd be like, fine, I will pay you for the review, but if you say I can't put it on YouTube, I want all my money back. Just in back, whether you have the right mindset doesn't really make much difference. It just means you're more likely to investigate and find natural explanations if you're skeptically minded. Yeah, I don't think it hurts to be skeptically minded. I think whether you're a believer or a skeptic, I don't think it matters. I think you've got to go in, as Crow said before, zero expectation. I mean, I believe in the paranormal, I do. And I've had what are potentially paranormal experiences, but I still try and debunk them, especially the big ones. To this day, I will try and debunk what happened or look for an explanation. Then we can focus on what's left. What was that one Crow was showing the other day? He was showing the one with Elton in the Garnet House. The usual trick of the rag doll falling off a very thin ledge that's high up. Just after somebody stepped on a very creaky floorboard that I reckon if they'd have stepped any harder, the house had fallen down. And then, the doll's fallen. They said the doll's been thrown. Falling off the bloody ledge. Bit of vibration is going to knock that off. That doesn't prove anything. That proves the house is shaky. What you need to do is prove that's not what happened. I don't think it matters if it's daytime or nighttime. Actually, that's one of the things I loved about Cassie's investigating. She never turned the lights off, or rarely, because she believed that. I loved that about Cassie's investigation. That's Weeping Willow Paranormal. She didn't bother turning the lights out. That's her argument. People do it for effect a lot of the time. I mean, I talk about my 3 big experiences. I say 2 of them were in the day anyway. I was in the car for one. I was in a workplace for another, daytime. And the third one, which was the shadow figure one, it was in the evening, but all the lights in the flat were on. It wasn't in the dark. You can't fake a Polaroid. Well, you can't fake what actually comes up on the Polaroid. Yes, But at the same time, I wouldn't say, "Oh, that's a ghost." I would then analyze it later. I'd probably scan it in, blow it up, go through it in Photoshop, look at pixels, etc. But you know, God, I'd love to go on an investigation. So would I, Raven. I wouldn't wish me on anybody at the minute, though. Too slow. Be there for you today, Mariah. Oh, so far behind, never get. Oh, Carla, sweetie. Do one, Raven. All you need is a phone and location. You probably see, Raven, if you did them, you'd get some different locations on camera. Would be if I did them, actually. Beardo made a video trying some old methods like human pendulum and got a lot of crap for it. People didn't trust that the people he was with weren't fake. Yeah. It's difficult. I don't think it matters what you use, though. Just give me a sec, guys. I'm just going on mute for a minute. Guys, I'm going to have to go on an intermission for a minute. I've got a problem at home. Just let me find... let me find you a quick video. Okay. Won't be long. Sorry, guys. Problem at home. Right. Let me go back to roll. I'm out of breath now. Take me inhaler. Where am I? Two of my biggest experiences weren't in a ghost hunt, Elaine said. I wasn't even thinking about the paranormal when they could. No, I wasn't. You know, and it's the blight of the sorry, just trying to find my inhaler. It's the blight of the investigator, isn't it? Because you could go out every night a week for a year and nothing. So the tenacity of those that go out so regularly. Sorry. You got to be applauded when they're doing it properly. I'm a believer, but I find the same logical explanations as skeptics. It's just I'm a very logical-minded person who thinks truth is the most important and most interesting. Me too. And the thing is, and I've seen some of the subjects that Justin covers on both his podcast and his Chimp Party, all sorts of different subjects, and I love the fact they're so wide-ranging. And I love my different subjects. I love my folklore. You guys know I'm a big believer in expanding the topics of the paranormal. I love the folklore. I love the old legends. You can really enjoy stuff like that, but still think logically and scientifically and require truth and the proof. They're not mutually exclusive subjects, and they need to both be looked at. Do you have a lot of haunted locations there, Raven? Ghost Cat's Loading, making pumpkin bread. On a related note, I've never had anything respond when calling out and asking for it. It's always happened mid-conversation about other stuff. Yeah. I mean, obviously, I haven't done an official investigation, but actually, I've never called out for anything. So go away. I've done that. I lived in a last place I lived in New York was an old converted flat. It's where I saw the shadow figure. Day 2 of moving in, I have started doing a video on this. I knew it was haunted. I knew there was something about that place. And stuff happened at least 2 or 3 times a week. Stuff happened in that flat. And sometimes I would go home. Somebody's told me to do this before, actually. So sometimes I would go home at the end of the night, at the end of the day. And I'd be exhausted because, that's when I was teaching. And I just wanted to relax. And I would literally sometimes go into that flat and go, can you just be quiet tonight? Just not tonight. Just leave me alone for one night. But yeah, I've never actually tried to call out to anything. But yeah, it's just, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. We used to have an old mental asylum that is said to be haunted, but it's turned into apartments now. Be interested to see. That's the other thing. What I would be interested to know is if anybody who lived in those apartments are saying they're experiencing haunting, or are they saying they're experiencing haunting because they're aware that it's a converted mental hospital. Most people see ghosts at home at night when they're tired. A lot of the human. Oh yeah, that's the other thing, But on the other hand, sometimes science can be too quick to blame the brain. I won't go to the Warrens on principle. No, I wouldn't. It's not even supposed to be bloody haunted. Give that time. That's going to happen. Somebody's going to report it. I would go if they paid me to. Me too, Debbie. They can keep me footage. Give them a counter contract. Yeah. I think it's a lot of psychology involved. So away from my psychology. Yeah, Bestie's a psychologist, so I am going to be talking to her about memory and stuff like that. But get a bit of backup, because I'm not a big on the psychology side, I have to admit, but it's useful. Elton needs to kick up the pants what he said about research. Cheeky fucker. Well, after that video that Crow did, was it 2 nights ago? Where, doing an Esther session, and it was basically, sex with a ghost. My ex used to see a crowd popping his head around the door. You can fake a Polaroid. I wouldn't use a Polaroid for proof. I would just use it because I'm interested in seeing what will happen. But for me, you can fake anything, Mariah. It isn't about using it as proof. It's about using an extra technique. It's about the only thing I would use. But you can fake anything. That's the problem. I could say to anybody who's using any equipment, camera, microphone, Polaroid, digital camera, film camera, anything can be faked. But doesn't mean it has been. That's the problem. That's where the blurry lines come in. Just saying that something can be faked doesn't mean that something has been, and vice versa. Just because something you think something can't be faked doesn't mean it hasn't been. Hope everything's okay. So, yeah, finally, yeah, it's Mum. She's not good. She came in a panic. Sorry about that, guys. Oh, I've still got my intermission on. Intermission. Take that off. My bedroom TV is a Polaroid. Polaroid camera on eBay, £40. You can actually get what I've looked into, John Boy, is this wasn't for, I looked at them before even thinking about going ghost hunting, to be honest. You can get modern ones that basically do the same thing. Just need to, when I eventually do decide to get, I know I was looking for me just because I am a photographer, award-winning photographer, yeah. And I was just interested in having a Polaroid camera. It was just the idea of sorry, that's okay. Kind of first time it's happened in a live. When I'm doing a live, she usually knows when I'm live. Yeah, I suppose it's the ghost investigators, the real ghost investigators conundrum, isn't it? It's a bit like the debunker conundrum, a bit like my conundrum. I suppose I'm no different. People's, you've got to do the big names sometimes just to bring people in. Just a shame they're so expensive to use. It's like the Stanley, huge posh hotel. Yeah, I mean, it can't be cheap to stay there anyway. They cater to upper class. Oh, that'll put me off. I love comparative mythology. It's amazing people believed almost identical things across the continents. Never having met in thousands of years, it does make me wonder. I am completely with you, and it's one of the reasons I'm slowly starting the Believe in Me project. I know other people. Dave Schrader does this. He takes stories from people send him their experiences from all around the world, and you'll get people on opposite ends of the globe. You will read a story and you'll think, well, that's ridiculous, and then somebody from the opposite end of the globe will tell him basically the same thing. I had it actually I think I can't remember if we were on my live or on Crow's, but me and Phil were on the live, and we both told the exact same story about seeing. With me, it was Dad. With him, it was his mum, and it was the exact same way that we actually saw them after we passed. Exact same way. And we didn't know each other's story, by the way, at the time. Did things get? Yes, they did. All the time. All the time. I mean, that was the main activity for me. That was the main activity. But I also had different friends staying, and they would experience things that I didn't experience. But they would, without knowing anything, having anything to do with each other, not knowing each other, would tell me the same experience in the flat. I would live there in the asylum. I probably would actually. Accidentally. Oh no! Ooh. Hate it. Do you know the number of times I will actually look at something? I did it last week. I was buying the meal deal at Morrison's, like a sandwich and crisps and a bottle of Coke. And I literally remember looking at the bottle of Coke and reaching for it, put it in the basket, got to the till, and it was water. And to make it worse, it was sparkly water, which I can't stand. And I'm thinking, I do that all the time. Really should look more closely at what I'm picking up. Just because psychology can explain something doesn't mean it explains every event, in my opinion. I am with you on that one, Giselle. A lot of what psychology will talk about is probability. That's not the right word. I'm trying to remember what Dawn calls it. It's like a correlation. It's happened enough times for people to take notice that something's happened, but that's not conclusive. Even Dawn, as a psychologist, will say that. We want to use Polaroids too, side by side with a high quality camera, doing the same with the camcorder. That would be an interesting way to do it. Use it with a high quality camera and compare and contrast. You can take it at the same time. There's going to be minimal variances in light, etc. But yeah. Or even screen grab. If you don't like the salad you have bought, just add sausages, bacon and mayo. They will fix it. Sound like crow. When I went for Kodak, we were constantly being asked what anomalies were in photographs. I don't think anyone was happy with the answers. Thing is, old film photography, I mean, it's something I'm going through on a video, but old film photography, you can get double exposure just with the film not winding on properly. I always want to get into photography because I'm good at taking a photo. I actually sold my Canon camera, which probably shouldn't have done, but I did. But I used to teach photography. One of my many things I used to teach, by the way. I used to teach photography, and the best student I ever had was just a natural. He was a complete natural. It's very difficult to teach him anything. And a couple of years after he finished the course, it's my print course, he won a national competition with one of his photographs. And he'd taken the photograph. I can't remember what the theme of the competition was. But the photograph he sent in that won the competition, he took on a disposable camera. He got into the habit of using a disposable camera. And he won a camera that even sort of 20 years ago was worth over £1,000. And I saw him 6 months later. He still hadn't taken it out of the box. So I have a saying, cameras don't take pictures, people do. You use the camera to take the picture for you. But you're taking the photograph, you're framing it, You're deciding on the angle, etc. The camera isn't doing that. So a good solid camera. If I get I actually need another camera. I'll probably just get a good point and shoot. I'd rather pay money on a high quality, say Canon point and shoot. Then it's a bit like because John Boy's been showing me the film cameras. Because when I finally get a film camera, that's all I want for a film camera. You know, I want it to do the. I want to point it. It can do it without me worrying about it blurring or needing white balance or any of that shit. I'm not making a documentary here. I misread salsa as salad. Oh no. Um. Surprising how many natural things get mistaken for the. Yeah, a lot of pareidolia in photography, and like I say, things like double exposure or blur, long exposure. Hey, I removed that comment. Oh, sorry. They don't get taken out of StreamYard, Coswina. I was yelling at Crow for that. I'll delete a comment because somebody said something they shouldn't have done. And then he reads it out of StreamYard. Oh no. Absence of evidence. That's a good way of phrasing it. Absence of evidence isn't evidence of absence. Absolutely not. Yeah, sorry about Coswina. That is annoying. That's the first time I've tripped up on that one actually, but now I can't moan next time he does it. I'm an award-winning physics student. I won best plug wiring in the whole class. I was 16. The only science I could do was physics, but I couldn't take it past 16 because I didn't understand the maths. Mine was just a black and white photograph, by the way. Black and white, because I was a street photographer. This is Art Creations magazine. I won black and white photography, 2 photos. It sounds good, doesn't it? I'm an award-winning photographer. Should say that more, actually. Sure, I tell you what we can do. We can all give ourselves awards, right? All give ourselves an award, and then go over to Joe's next live and say, well, "I'm award-winning. This chat has won multiple awards." Did a good job. No hiding the white chocolate. Oh, no, Sarah will find it. Sarah won't look for it. No, like you, the white chocolatey. Oh, hang on, I've just lost StreamYard. Where's StreamYard? There's StreamYard. Sarah doesn't like white chocolate. Sarah likes dark chocolate. And I'll tell you guys, I found dark chocolate Tim Tams the other day. Oh, I was so happy. They did not last long. They evaporated, guys. I have to have a word with the company. I have a passion for photography and filmography, and I'm still crap at it. I loved doing photography. I really was a street photographer. I loved my street photography, and of course, living rural. Oh yeah, I could go out and take some stunning photographs, but landscape photography. My favourite place for street photography, actually, which is what both photographs were from, actually, because one was from the Eiffel Tower and one was from the Louvre, from Paris. Paris is amazing for street photography. Soderican! Take a pic of me and you'll see half-melted Lego figure in human form. Ooh! That's clever. Can't believe it's only Tuesday. I need another holiday already. I tell you what I need to do. I've only given one lot out. I need another holiday, and I haven't done anything. Let's give this last second lot of gifteds out. Send 5. Carry the 1. Just waiting to see. Let me chat catch her up. There we go. Foxfire, Kiwi, Jeffafa, Sheila, and Julianne. It's amazing. I know all those names. That's amazing. It's brilliant. Love that idea of giving each other awards. I got the award for being weird when I was 12 for my friends. I think it still applies. I don't. I mean, that's it. Went through the wash. Yeah. Maybe what I'll do actually. I don't want to do it in such. I want it to be a funny one. I don't want to do it in such a way where it's going to make people feel like best mod or whatever, or sexiest debunker. Let's have some quirky awards, and I'll put them in the yearbook. We'll do a live on it at some point. So get your thinking caps on, and I'll do quirkiest award. You can always be self-awarded, It's Wednesday here now. Woohoo! I need a drink. Hang on. I'm still proud of that award. Yay! You get an award, and you get an award, and you get an award. Can I do AI? You can, if you've got time to do the AI for them. You certainly can. I could put together a little video slideshow. Phil and I have a special live planned for December. We're probably going to do it in the first half of December, before everything gets really clogged up for Christmas. It'll be Christmas themed. Maybe we could have the awards in that. So if we start thinking about how to do them, that would be awesome. Got to print out and mail them. Yeah, I like that idea, because I'd like, for the yearbook, I would like a lot of stuff to do with not just the debunkers and the investigators and idiots like me, but people in the chat and all the amazing people. Yeah, it doesn't matter what we do. We kind of need you guys a little bit. Just saying. StreamYard backline. Yeah, we need an award ceremony for Christmas. Let me know what you want. I've got time in my hands in the evening. Oh, no problem, sweetie. No problem. If anybody has Archie, do you know what? I can get Phil in on it when he's got time off again. He's back at work today. Hello, Black Beauty Rovan. Award for the weirdest debunker. Oh, be a stampede for that. Who are you thinking? Crow. Raven's awarded it. Okay, got a first official award. Raven has spoken. Award for weirdest debunker. Crow, sponsored by Raven. Need to put a pie in the air fryer. Put one in for me. A little weirdo. All of the above, Sag. Yeah. Maybe put some names up. Sega. Justin. The award for the biggest knitwear fetish. You'd walk away with that one. That'd be a bit harsh as he's got the ankle biters tomorrow. His words. His words. Yeah, I should have asked that. What kind of pie? Meat pie? Is it a steak pie? Is it steak and ale pie? Oh, I love steak and ale. Second win. The best version of Don't Stop Believing is covered by Debunker. Steak pie. We have a winner. Steak pie. I like steak pie. Best singer? Seg? You're not a piss crow off. So yeah, I'll write that down. Hang on. He was getting when was I watching Beardo? Was it last night? He was getting loads of jump scares from Twitch. It's called Terry the Terrible in School. Well, Crow sings. I know. Yes. So award it to Seg. That'll ruffle some feathers. Literally, crow feathers. What? New potatoes and oh no, you spoiled it with the carrots. New potatoes though, yum. You put ketchup on it because I put ketchup on my steak pie. I'm always getting shouted at for that. Mike Beardo screams. Joe does a little bit. I think Crow would be the one to get annoyed at Seg winning it, so I've written that down. Oh, the carrots new too. I don't like boiled carrots. If somebody puts them on my plate, I can eat them. I prefer them raw or roasted. I think they're bleh boiled. New carrots. New carrots, new potatoes, new steak pie. No, wrong one. There we go. I love raw carrots. They're good for dipping in hummus or sour cream and chive or salsa. Putting on salads. Terry the Terrible Hunnell. Seg could get the biggest spider on a live stream award. Yeah. You're still arguing that was a big spider. They have more flavour. What? Big spiders? Oh, carrots. Yeah, raw carrots. They do. They're really bland boiled. I wish I could eat raw carrots. Can't you eat raw carrots? I like raw carrots. I just don't like them boiled. New once you open the tin. Tinned carrots. Oh my god. They taste of anything. Big spiders defo have more flavour. Crunchier too. I've never eaten a spider. No. I've watched somebody eating one though. I'm a celebrity. Remember when Fern ate the spider? Big bugger and all. And it was live. She had to eat it live. Alive. And a spider in my fridge this morning, just a small one, never had that before. Well, it's been very hot recently. Maybe it was went in there to chill out. Went in there to chillax. Steamed carrots. Be more likely to eat them steamed than boiled. Oh, apple pie and custard. Oh, I haven't had apple pie and custard in forever. I don't eat raw carrots. I don't think that's short to my mouth. Oh, your raw carrots are yummy. Fear Factory. Oh, shit, people are. Oh. Yeah, I mean, I love me food. And there's not a lot of things I won't eat, and I will try new stuff, but I have my limits. I watched someone try to put a live one in their mouth, but it wouldn't go in their mouth. What they told Fern, I can't remember her second name. But what they told Fern to do was to turn the glass upside down with a spider in it, and it was huge, by the way, black spider. And they told her to spin the glass around, and what the spider did was it actually curled up into a ball, so it reduced. So it was easier being relative. Supposedly we eat spiders in our sleep occasionally. I don't know how accurate that is, but it's a scary thought. Yeah, how do they know? That's just somebody that said, well, logically it could happen. As long as I don't have to deal with them. I've got a spider living in my bedroom light shade. She tease you. Good for keeping me away. My nephew had a spider crawl on his nuts while sitting on the door. Oh no! Oh, that was a quandary. I did eat a tarantula in Thailand. Was sick for oh. Aren't they furry? I've held a tarantula. They're furry. But you ate it on purpose. Well, it's probably too big just to crawl in your mouth when you're asleep, wouldn't it? Oh, venom. Yeah. What's all this spider talk? Oh, somebody mentioned it for say biggest spider on a live stream, and I was saying how he keeps protesting way too much about how big it was. I've seen the live stream. We do get them that big and bigger here. Difference is his was a huntsman. He moved back to New Zealand after that. He was living in Aussie. Oh, not one alive fried in chili. Oh, I'd try that. Well, I would have done until you said you were ill for 2 weeks. Was it yummy? No, tasting like poop. Yeah, I like chili. Chili a couple of days ago. I've never eaten poop. Food poisoning. Oh yeah, I bet. I stood on a slug once with bare feet and it squished between. Oh, didn't eat it though, did you? Spicy poop. Carla's got to go. You take care, my darling. Hope you're feeling better. No. I don't want 2 weeks of food poisoning. Thank you very much. You can keep that. I used to keep snails as a kid. Had a plastic box, see through. Used to keep them in a box. They were lovely. Actually, I've eaten snails. I've eaten escargot in France. Snails are cute. Slugs are, yeah, slugs are horrible. Kept snails too, yeah. Alex keeping snails, slugs and worms. No, you can keep the slugs and the worms. I saw a teeny tiny snail the other day. It was too cute. So cute. Oh, I like snails. They're pretty. You have a mealworm farm. What on purpose? What do they farm? They have little tracks. I'm sorry. Because I had to do the instant intermission. I've only had one coffee. Reminds me of an idiot abroad. People eating spiders, and I'm the oddball for eating a bag of Monster. Oh, I love Monster Munch. Tried to find some today, I couldn't find any. I wanted some pickled onion Monster Munch. Morrison's suck. They need to replenish after the tourists went home. The only farm I had was an ant farm. Oh. For dragon food. Be cheaper than buying them in, wouldn't it? Pickled onion Monster Munch. Hell yeah. Oh, I want pickled onion. I wish should have gone to another shop. Oh, I wouldn't have had the energy to go to another shop. Who am I kidding? Ricotta and spinach pasta sauce. So good. Morrison's do. I don't know about the pasta. I haven't seen the pasta sauce, but they do the little parcels of pasta with ricotta and spinach in. That only take about 3 minutes to boil. It's fresh pasta, and I usually get some of that. Throw pesto on it, and I haven't done that. I might get some of that for the weekend. Was it an alien ant farm? This weekend, I'm trying my hand at French onion Havarti cheesesteak tromboli with Worcestershire sauce, fried onions. That's apart from the Worcestershire sauce. That sounds amazing. I used to have a roach. Oh no, you can keep that. Sauce always comes into the chat with delicious recipes. And I was so happy I was doing pork chops tonight. And suddenly they're going to look really sad compared to all that. You can keep the roaches. My first experience with roaches when I was in DC for 3 months when I was 19. Oh, no. Hello, back now. Just in time to talk about eating spiders. Apparently, Ghostwiener had food poisoning for 2 weeks because he ate a spicy tarantula in Thailand. I did chicken with mushroom sauce today. Oh. I don't know how I'm going to do the pork. I might just fry them and mushrooms and shit with them. I won't feel like doing anything posh tonight. House watchers. Yummy spiders. Not yummy spiders. My fellow anteater. It was back in 2017. Does that make it all right? Does it? I've got to be honest. I don't think I've ever eaten anything particularly weird. You know, like I said, I've had escargot, but not that I don't want to. It's just not really been to places where butter chicken pies when I was young. I'm not eating arachnids or insects. I don't fancy eating a spider. But I'm trying to think. No, I don't think I've eaten insects. No, bloody Dawson when he ate those crickets and they were about 6 years out of date. Oh, scallops. Fettuccine with broccoli and chocolate Guinness cake. I love scallops. You've got to know how to cook them properly, though, haven't you? When scallops are cooked well, they are heaven. I love fish. Son starts school on Thursday, so much last minute to do. It's a fend for self meal day today, yeah. Yeah. Just because you can eat something doesn't mean you should. Exactly. Like bloody blood pudding. Haggis. Can't do sea bugs yet. No, I mean, yuck. Weirdest thing I ever ate was Parma violets. Never again. Oh, I've just eaten my last packet. I need to order some more from Amazon. I need to order another box full. I love Parma violets. Cag in the house. How are we doing, sweetie? We get pickled onion monster munch occasionally from the English shop. Yeah. Morrison's didn't have any today. I was distraught. Just in the mood for pickled onion monster munch. I had to just come back with prawn cocktail crisps. I was despondent. I don't mind. I love Parma violets. I go onto Amazon and I get a roll of. I think I get a box of. I think there's 20 rolls in it, the big ones. Oh, yum! Right, I've just made maple and peanut. Oh, pecan granola and peanut butter and dark chocolate. Oh, Lisa, we have a winner. All of that maple, pecans. Love pecans. Peanut butter, dark chocolate. Oh. I mean, need a moment with myself after reading all that. If I wasn't raised eating lobster and whole clams, I think it was gross. I'll be honest, I've only had lobster once, but because I've never got around to trying it, and it was nice, but the restaurant that did it, they would only serve it cold. Of course, this is me. And it was yummy, but I would try it probably in a different setting, I think. Plus, I didn't know how to eat it because I'd never had one before. It needs an instruction manual. I love violets. I can get them at the candy shop around the corner. Yeah, I can get them here. I used to have friends who had a cafe here, but they had as well as, because it was only a tiny little cafe. So what they did as well was they had the old, the old type. We used to have old sweet jars that used to go in and get a quarter of something, or so many sweets. Used to do it as a kid, and they had those jars in, and they used to do the Parma violets. Yeah, Amazon does the rolls of the big ones, and then they're not too bad, especially if you like me, and they're big treat for me. Puff crisps from the 80s. No, I don't actually. Puffs crisps. Choward's violets. Can you do them without the maple and What? I do not like pecans. Or are you allergic? I love pecan. Pickled onion monster munch. Yeah, hell yeah. Let's check on me pie, says John Boy's having a steak pie. Oh, Santi, I know, but that what Lisa's making, I did say I'd be on my own for a bit. Oh yeah, that's a good question. I'm losing track of time. Are you in the UK yet, Cac? Bangers and mash. Oh no, bangers and mash. One of my comfort foods. Mashed potato, bangers and mash. You can't beat a bit. Bangers and mash with violet mince. It's like me with Parma violets. Yeah. Oh. Pinky fly in 10 hours time. Oh, right. Oh, it's going to be a long flight. Hope you have a wonderful flight, sweetie. Cynthia! I mean, chat's just jumped. Where's Cynthia gone? Crow in the chat. I just finished breakfast, now on to boxing up orders for Mom. Awesome. Golden syrup instead of maple. I'd rather have maple syrup, actually. I like golden syrup. It's a bit sickly for me. Leave the nuts. Out of most things. Really good clip comment. The screen grabber. Maybe I should do that for the if I have that in my head to do it now. Start doing it now. I might do that for the yearbook. Sort of screen grab some other comments. Not just in my chat. The whole page on Justin. Embarrassing. Haggis is yum. No. I don't like offal of any description, Cag. I cannot eat it. It's the flavour that comes with it, with all of it. I can't eat any of it. So haggis. No. So that's why I'll never be skinny. Oh, I'm too old to worry about that. I like my food. I like blood pudding. No, I don't. I did try blood pudding, but no, it's too much for me. Oh, Debbie's cross train arrived. It's in pieces. At least you can carry it upstairs to put together. Awesome. I put arrived twice. So good it arrived twice. I meant in cereal. Oh, so I came back. Awesome. What time is it? 4:15. I'll go for about another 15 minutes, then gives people a break before gives Mariah a chance to get ready for her walkie poos. Yeah. Seg's got a ton of new masks. If you go to his last live, you'll see him unboxing them. You redoing one? Is he being picky? Can't imagine Seg being picky, surely. But that never happens. Actually, Cag, somebody at the beginning of the chat was complimenting the Estes method you made Seg do. We're all holding out for a longer one. Got to drive out and find a spot, but I'll be listening. No problem, sweetie. It's a 1 hour Estes method. Sponsor it. Do a sponsored Estes method with Seg. You know how with sponsored walks, you sponsor somebody per mile. Could sponsor Seg per 10 minutes. I'd contribute. I'm sure there was something else we were talking about the other day that we said you should do with Seg that I said if it was for charity I'd contribute. Can't remember what it was. Maybe it was that. He's not picky, I am. Yeah, that sounds like me actually, Elaine. I totally get that. My one of my besties say that I'm a typical artist. I never think anything's good enough. Sam Hain is in need of something stronger than coffee. My work has crunched all my buttons today. Oh no. Oh, stupid work. 12:44 a.m. and now I'm hungry. Thanks for that. Oh, it happens to me all the time in the middle of the night, bloody lives. I want a lifelike mask of my own face so I can talk to myself better. No Irish coffee. I said you need some Percy warmers, or rum and ginger in there, or some bit of brandy. I'll donate 500. God, how many zeros is that? I'll donate 5 million to keep him in an SS for 24 hours. We all would. Biggest charity event ever. So will I. 24 hours Estes, oh god. 3:16 a.m. and get our pinky, sweetie. I'm not going to be going for much longer. I'll take it to the 2.5 hour mark, and then I'll call it quits and sort out stuff here at home. Sorry about the sudden intermission earlier. My mirror is mounted and I can take on the bus to talk to. I got carried away. That was supposed to be 6 zeros. Elaine's going to give away all the money in the world to make Seg do a 24-hour Estes session. Elaine, I'm not going hard with you this time. Start a GoFundMe. Right. Target 5 million. Target to get Seg to do this 24-hour Estes method. Out of pure spite. Let's face it, he deserves it. I'm just trying to think. You could get him to do a 24-hour Estes method session, but somehow rig it so that you can be the voice that goes in his ear when he's in there. That spider was tiny. That spider was what? Um, 24 hours Estes would go deaf. Yeah. Yes, a torture Seg to GoFundMe. See, I don't like the GoFundMes that bother in the community, but that one I'd support. Talking to my own life-like face mask on the bus is much more sane and practical. Yeah. Better than talking to anybody else on the bus. I'm with you on that one. I'd go mad listening to that for 30 minutes, let alone 24 hours. Yeah. A fundraiser for Sarah's new PC. I'll get there. Somehow. have to sell some shit. I'm a lovely person, really. I'm not. I want that. Esther's method. What you could do is what they do in the churches here. If they're raising money to repair the church roof or something, they have like a thermometer. And so they show you each stage. So you could actually have each stage as, if you earn so much, he does 30 minutes. So much more, he does an hour. So much more, he does. Do it that way. You can change the clocks while he's doing it so he thinks he's done 24 hours, but actually it's 30. Yeah, you'd lose track of time, wouldn't you? You didn't even bloody notice he'd done 30 minutes the first time. I think it would make me doze off. Yeah, it would end up being white noise. Put him on a plane. Then when he wakes up, it's a different part of the planet. I got a big head contact mirror is pointless. Compact mirror is pointless. It would me, actually. It would me. Especially if you let me lie down doing it, yeah, I'd be asleep almost straight away. Is it like the if you don't ask this method, what do you actually hear? Because I wouldn't want to do that. Sega's doing 3 investigations at the event with Paranormal Quest. We have the investigations for him to do the S7. Cag, can we have hearts in the chat for Cag and Alison, please? Because they fucking deserve it. Every single heart in that chat, they will be deserved. Actually, there's an award for the yearbook. The award for torturing side-eye guy is going to go to Cag and Alison. Cagane. Oh, there you go. There's one to AI Elaine. Seg looking tortured on top of his award. Look at all those lovely hearts in the chat for Seg torture. No, there's some hearts for you. I'll have to scroll down the chat to get the bottom of them. Hang on. Oh dear. There we go. Oh, love it. Love it. Best chat ever. How's my little poll doing? Yeah, it's very even split. I must admit that surprised me. But I like that it's an even split. I find that really interesting. I may, because I think this one will be for the Debunkers one, for the Debunked magazine. I think I may do a live looking at this a bit further. That would be good. Miss Mayhem, hello. How are we doing, darling? Does Seg lurk in chats? Probably too late for Seg to be lurking. I'll just tell him. You won an award, Seg. It's Elaine's idea. Cag helped. I'll tell him that. No, I'm in the shine. You'll love it, really. You'll be all oh no, how could you? You'll love it. If not, I'll have thrown you guys under the bus, so you know. What am I looking for? My phone. Drop me in. I don't care. Maybe we'll just surprise him. No, I mean, if he's not lurking, actually, just surprising with the award. Shadow Mice not working, just lurking today. Lucky turkey, we love our lucky turkeys. Limmers May and Blackie, hello to all you lovely people. Training is more demanding than my usual grind. Oh, do you know when I was teaching, I used to hate teacher training day. It was just a waste of bloody time. Just give me a sec. I can't multitask, guys. You know I can't. You should see when I was teaching, trying to write on the whiteboard and talk at the same time. I could never do it. Shadow Mice in the chat. I've lost StreamYard again. So, what day is it? Tuesday. So there will be a Booyah live between now and Saturday. I don't know when it'll be. That's kind of the point of a Booyah live. But I'll be live as usual on Saturday. Might do Sunday afternoon one as well. We'll see. But it'll definitely be live on Saturday, 2 p.m. Same time as today. But I'll try and do a different time for the Booyah live. When I say Booyah live, if I decide I'm doing one, I think there's going to be a gap. I will put a notification out, but otherwise it'll just be, you know. Have I only got over to do so far? I thought there was another one earlier. I'm taking notes now. Yeah, there was award for weirdest debunker. Raven gave to Crow. Seg got best singer. So, you know, Cag sing Barbie Girl to me. Oh, I haven't done that for. I must get in touch with Sandra, actually, make sure everything's all right. I just thought I'm going to write that down, actually, so I don't forget. But yeah, Sandra made him sing Incy Wincy Spider, and he did the hand gestures and everything, so I must put that clip together. Yeah, have a safe flight. Have a great flight, Cag. It's all right, Pinky. I'm ending now. I'm going, and have a good night, sweetie. Thank you to everybody. Safe flight, Cag. Thank you to everybody. She's flying in. Her flight's in 10 hours, Lisa. She's on her way. Soon she'll be on her way. So really looking forward to that. And thank you, everybody. It's been a really fun chat this afternoon. Really had a good time. So I will. Speaking of Seg singing, he's going to play you out. Oh, don't forget to go over to Mariah's channel, Occult Life, in 30 minutes. She's going to be out and about doing a live. Seg is old and goes to bed early. Thank you, Raven. Thank you.
Near, far, wherever you are, I believe that the heart does go on.